Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a PD, a professional development, over book talks and how they can promote literacy in the school library. So, first of all, I think it's important that I introduce myself. So I like to call everyone that I meet my friends. So, hi, friends. My name is Morgan Hall. I am a 12th grade English teacher. And in August, I will be a tenured 12th grade English teacher. Woohoo! So, I just ended my fourth year teaching at Pike County Central High School, which is where I live. I live in Pike County. And in August, I will start my fifth year. I have taught freshmen in the past, but now I teach seniors. And teaching seniors, if you know anything about it, it's very bittersweet. I don't have kids of my own yet, so my students are, I get really attached to them. Um, some random facts about myself. I love to travel. The last trip that I went on was to Palm Springs, California. And the next trip that I'm going on is next week. I'm going to Florida. I have found that the beach is my most favorite place to go. So my side gig allows me to travel, which I know a lot of teachers that have side gigs. I sell Rodan and Fields on the side. I'm a big social media person. I love to make videos. I love to talk to people. Me and my friend, we actually just started a podcast, so I have a lot going on right now. I am married to my husband of it'll be 3 years in July, so next month. I have a little baby angel puppy named Remy. She's a golden doodle, and I love her with my entire heart. Aside from teaching, I'm very passionate about the beauty community, makeup, hair, fashion. So that's just a little bit about me, and I would love to get to know you by if you would stay till the end of this, if you would fill out the Google form that I attached to this, so we can connect through social media and get to know each other and reach out and really become a collaborative whole here. So, enough about me. Let's get into it. So, some literacy based programs. There are so many different reading programs and strategies that can be incorporated into a library media center to foster a love for reading for the students. Something that my school or my librarian, she does is she hosts a movie day with popcorn for the students whenever they finish a book, or if their English teacher or any subject, if they want to watch the movie, to give the students a brain break. She has popcorn, she has a popcorn machine, and she always gets them little drinks like pop or water, juice, and they get to sit down and watch the movie about the book that they just finished. So I love that she does that. Every time I get a chance to, me and my students venture in there, and we love to sit down and watch the movies. I'm also a big movie person. I actually teach history of visual and performing arts too. So I am. I have a love for movies and Netflix shows as well. So, also, you can incorporate Catch Them Reading into your school or into your library program. And this is another literacy based program that can really promote literature, promote reading. So, what Catch Them Reading is, it's a program where if you see a student, a staff member, a teacher, a librarian, an administrator, if you see a student reading without being prompted to read, so if I see little Johnny in the hallway or at lunch after he's eaten his food reading a book on his own, then I have caught him reading. And what we do is we either give them a little treat, or sometimes we make up a bunch of slips of paper that say, get 5 bonus points in your English class or your history class, or we will give them a Hershey Kiss because they love to read, or 5 extra minutes at break. There's a lot of different ways that we incorporate rewarding students for reading on their own. And at the end of the week, each Friday, our principal always announces the names of the students who have been caught reading. And they love to listen to their names being announced over the intercom. It's really a way to help students realize that reading is cool and that you do get rewarded for reading. Another thing is teaching digital citizenship, teaching students how to be safe on the computer, how to access content that is helpful and useful rather than social media accounts or websites that could be harmful or detrimental to their education. And we teach them how to find credible sources and how to cite them. Another literacy-based program that we can talk about is literature circles that can be used in any and all subjects across the board. They are great. Or book talks, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be covering it. And I have put a little spin on the book talks that we do at my school. I'm actually over the whole program. So I'm here to show you how you can incorporate it at your school with ease. It's seamless. It takes a little bit of work up front, but once you get it down pat and get everyone on board, then it's a really great program to promote literacy in the school. Not only in the library, but the whole school is involved. Which subjects can incorporate book talks? All of them. English, math, science, and social studies. Yes, I said math. Math people, you can do a book talk. And I am going to show you how. So what is a book talk? I'm going to show you a video of what I show my book club students on book talks. This is a short, like a minute video about what a book talk should be. And this is what I do at my school. I have a book club, and at the beginning of the year, all of the teachers submit a book to me or to the book club, and I take the books and we do a little flipped classroom, and I let the students in the book club host a book talk for almost each teacher in the school building for all of those who want to participate. So I'm just going to show you this video really quickly.
You are a writer, but writing novels is hard. You have.
Welcome. My name is Ellen, and I'm going to tell you how to do a book talk about a fiction book. A book talk is like a commercial for a book. A great book talk tells you the title, the author, what the book is about, and one connection you made to the book. Today, I'm going to do a book talk on Galapagos Girl. Galapagos Girl is written by Marcia Diane Arnold and illustrated by Angela Dominguez. It's about a girl named Valentina who lives in the Galapagos Islands and loves the animals who live there, like dolphins, penguins, flamingos, iguanas, and more. I connected to the character Valentina because I also love my home and I like learning about animals. Thanks for listening to my book talk about Galapagos Girl.
Okay, so that is just a short video explaining what a book talk is and what should be in each book talk. But what I do is we take it and we hype it up. Like, we get these kids excited to read. So a book talk is like a trailer for a book. And at my school, we use them to get students excited to read. We really try to make these books sound, we blow them out of proportion. We make a huge deal about it, and we actually collaborate with the librarian, and we bring each class in. And when we bring the classes in, the students in the book club actually get up and they tell what the books are about, how they connect. We talk about things, we talk about characters, but there's no spoilers allowed. So we do not tell them anything that would give away the ending, because that is, if you leave a little bit of suspense at the end, I've found that the students will want to find out, oh my gosh, well, what happens? You have to tell us. But we don't tell them because we want them to read and find out for themselves. Here's our process. So the book club produces all book talks. All the teachers in the school building will start by submitting a Google form in which they choose a book for the book club to cover in their book talks. We kind of go in chronological order here. So if a teacher is reading a book in September, then that's where we should start with our book talks, as opposed to different teachers reading a book in December. So according to which books are first, the book club will begin reading the books, and they try to read the books fairly quickly. Usually I give them about a week and a half to read the books, depending on how long it is, of course. But they do, I put them on a time frame. I say we have to prepare this book talk by this date, so you guys need to read this book within a week and a half. And most of the time they do it. They're excited to get to the end of the book so that they can start working on the book talk. So we meet once or twice a week, and sometimes during the school day, during study hall, like if we have a book talk that we're supposed to do after lunch that day and study hall is in the morning, then we'll use that time to meet in the library and gather our thoughts, get everything ready. And then they create a presentation where they explain who the author is, the themes to look for, and they choose quotes. They choose their favorite quotes. They talk about the characters. Like I said, they talk about how they related to the book, how others may relate to the book. And they just give a little summary or synopsis about the plot line. And last, on presentation day, these days, you guys will get the students so excited. They'll be so engaged. An hour before they do their book talk for that specific teacher, that class, to get their minds straight and get all their materials set up. And then when the class comes in, the book club takes over. They take the role of the teacher, and I sit back and I watch and I facilitate and I help when needed. But by the end of the year, I'm not even needed because they are rock stars. The students always love to get involved because they're proud of what they create. And they look at book talk days as a day to really sell the book to their friends. Like, look, I read this cool book. You need to read it, but I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end. And the students love to ask their classmates if they're enjoying the books and which parts they're on. And also, I wanted to add in that this really gets the entire school involved. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but the library should be a place where every student feels like they can connect to a book or a resource or even a game on the computer somehow. So this really gets the entire school engaged. Spoilers are a no-go. I said that a minute ago. They do a really great job about not spoiling the ending for their friends, and this activity initiates thoughtful and engaging conversations throughout the day, not only in the classroom but also outside of the classroom, because they are talking about the books. Like, what part are you on? And then their friend will say, oh, I'm on this part, and then at my book club students, they'll say, well, you wait and see what happens next. And then they're like, oh gosh, tell me. Instead of like, hey, look at what I saw on social media today. They're talking about books. And I think that is wonderful. So I will say that we do get some objections throughout the school year. So our objections are, well, I teach math or I teach science and we don't really read books. So how we combat that is we send out a reading list. So I get on the intercom and I say, never fear, teachers. I'm sending out a reading list. This is a working document. You can add your own resources to it, or if you know of a great science book and you're an English teacher, then you might want to add that on there. Or if you're a math teacher and you know of a great history book, add that on there. So we do send out a reading list. Let me see if it will let me click it here. So here's our reading list. I do put some on there for English just in case, but this one has been picked through a little bit, but this is just an example of what we do. Anyone can edit this. I do encourage the teachers to not take away books or take off books, but we have each subject. It says find your subject, find your book. So English, math, science, and history. And then sometimes we have another column for practical living or woodworking, vocational, but I have started a new list since those days. So hopefully we'll get that updated for next year and we will have more books on there. So also our principal is so supportive of the book talks that the book club does. He will actually send out an email that encourages all the teachers to submit at least one piece of literature to the book club, which we appreciate so much. So he values the practices and efforts from the students as well. And the validation, one, feels so nice to me, but two, the students love that he does that. When he comes on the intercom and says, just a reminder for everyone to submit your books to the book club for their book talks, then the students will start asking their teachers and they'll start asking their peers, like, oh my gosh, what book are we going to read? And sometimes during our book talks, we do have snacks. So that's a plus that I wanted to add that in there. You can dress it up however you like. The students in the book club will say, which book are you going to let me teach? And that gets the book club students excited too. So everyone feels validated here. Now, collaboration. So sometimes when the students receive their curriculum maps for the year, the teachers will actually allow the students to vote on which book they want the book club to cover in a book talk. So the students get the chance to collaborate with their teachers during the school hours, and they also get to collaborate with their classmates. And I think that is wonderful because it's like the students get a say-so in what the teacher gets to cover. So here's some literature for you, the importance of book talks, and I'll send this out, and you can also click here to read the full article. According to Elaine Simpson in her young adult course at Rutgers, when describing book talks, it is an art and a device by which the librarian tries to interest young people in all books in general and in some books in particular through a talk so carefully prepared. I thought that was a beautiful statement. And in this article, the author also talks about how once you learn the skill of preparing a book talk and actually hosting it and creating one and doing it, then you can apply that to different aspects of your life. You can apply it to a radio broadcasting, a news broadcasting, a movie, a song, music lyrics. It helps throughout the course of your entire life. So what did the students say? These mean more to me than any amount of money. Okay, I had these submitted through a Google form. And one of the students said, being a part of the book club, I asked them what the book club means to them. One of the students said, being a part of the book club means that I'm a part of something bigger than myself. I've participated in book club for the past 2 years, and I must say that I have read more books within the past 2 years than I have in my whole life. I love getting to play the part of the teacher for a day. It inspires me to want to do better in school. I benefit more from creating book talks about the books than I do when I just sit down to read for fun. Thank you, Miss Hall. That's so sweet. Here's another one. Miss Hall's book club is my favorite part of school. The students that participate in the book club takes great pride in their book talks. When one of my teachers tells me that we're going to read a book, I instantly start to shut down because I am not a reader. But when they tell me that we're going to the library for a book talk, my mood, my confidence, and my serotonin levels start to rise. And last but not least, I had to put this one in here because I am from Eastern Kentucky. Everybody hunts and fishes and rides dirt bikes, and I thought this was a little funny for us. The book talk helps me understand the books better because I get to learn from my friends. It's nice to hear all of my buddies get excited about something other than dirt bikes and fishing. So I thought that was so funny. So, needless to say, the students do enjoy it for the most part. So, let's wrap things up. Book talks can get the students involved as well as get the students excited to be involved. When the students get excited about reading, I call that a win in my library book because I also get excited. It's one of those teacher things that you get excited about, the light bulb moment, but it's better than that. It's better than the light bulb moment because you actually get to sit and watch the kids take their light bulb and put it in someone else's head and turn it on, and then it's a ripple effect from there. So this flipped classroom method of having the students host book talks instead of the librarian is a great way to get the entire school engaged in literature. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions. You can reach out via email at morgan.hall@pike.kyschools.us. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope you all have a great and wonderful rest of your day. Bye.